Flashback fever. You know we on that. Flashback fever. You know we got that. Flashback fever. You don't remember that? The way they get it, way back.
So, in the building tonight, we got Cool Cow, the Starchild, on the phone with us to check us out and you know, do what we do right here on Flashback Fever. He's here tonight, one of the legends of hip hop. Cool Cow, the Starchild. Everybody, give it up. Cool Cow, the Starchild. Yeah. Cool Cow, what's going on?
Jay Slice, what up, baby?
You know I'm in the
How
building. I'm good. How you feeling, man? I know you under the weather right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of under the weather. I'm good, though, man. My man Love Kid had us arrange a little tape tonight. I'm sorry I couldn't be there live, and I will be there live. So
no doubt.
Shout out my man Love Kid. That's my man Love Kid. And
no doubt, love your boy.
Your show, man. Your show was hot, son. I love the cardboard.
Oh.
I had that when I was a kid.
all right. One of the main members of 2011 Groundbreakers in the building.
No doubt.
No doubt. I just want to know what inspired you to rap.
Okay, Jim. It's like this. Back around, let's say, 1975, I was in high school.
Okay.
And this is a very long story, and I know we have time constraints, so I'm going to try to put it in a nutshell. So your listeners can understand what it was about. I come from the Bronx, uptown in the boogie down, the home of hip hop, the Bronx. And back around that time, there was an underground street movement going on. That if you were a teenager back then and you had any kind of street skills, or if you hung out just a little bit, you were aware of it. It involved dancing. It involved graffiti. And one of the other elements that came about was DJing. Before the DJs, and you mentioned this just now about the bands in the park, that's exactly what it was. We had bands who used to come out on a Saturday or Sunday and play in the park. Eventually, and I'm not going to quote who and tell you exactly who, but it's usually credited to Kool Herc for coming out with his system.
Right.
The DJs started coming out. And when the DJs came out and started playing in the park, it changed the whole scene as far as access to music and hanging out and having fun. I was in high school.
Okay.
And there was a radio station called WWRL on AM 1060 back in those days. It was a black station. They played exclusively R&B. And you had a bunch of DJs on there that had the DJ radio voices. Now, your listeners might be kind of young. They might not remember this. But these guys had baritone voices, and they all sounded like this. They would say, "This is WWRL. Get down to the funky sound." They would talk like that. And they had that voice that made you just, pay attention. We used to run around imitating those guys for some reason. I went to the High School of Music and Art in Manhattan, the school they made the movie Fame from. I was around musicians and artists all the time. In fact, I went there for art and music. Curtis Blow was a classmate of mine. Marcus Miller, #1 studio bass player in America, was a classmate of mine. Omar Hakim, #1 drummer, studio drummer in the world, another classmate of mine. So, I was exposed to music. Anyway, we used to imitate those voices.
Right.
And one night, around 1975, I went to a club in the Bronx. Now, this was not a regular club. This was a Burger King. And what they had done was move the tables over, and they set up the turntables and the mixer and the microphone on the counter next to the cash register. That cash register shit is glued down, so that wasn't moving. So he had to play around that, you know what I mean? And in order for him to do that, he had to be good. That DJ was Starsky, Lovebug Starsky.
Okay.
So I go to this place, I hear him, and he's just tearing shit up. He's really rocking it. I'm like, wow, the place is packed, and they dancing, and they moving. It was really hot to me, and I liked it a whole lot. So I had to go after a while. I broke out. Now about, maybe say 6 months later, I was going with a girl whose best friend was the girlfriend of another DJ who was really making a name for himself there. That was DJ Hollywood.
Oh, right.
My girl heard me saying rhymes one day, because I started with that voice. I started writing things down on paper, and I started singing them. And I started keeping people out going to school. I say them, other cats would say their thing. And I hadn't done it in front of anybody. I really didn't think I could do it professionally. This girl heard me say my rhymes one day, and she goes, "Listen, you trying to be a DJ now?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not trying to be, but if I had a chance to do it." She said, "Well, you know who my best friend's boyfriend is?" I said, "Who?" She goes, "Hollywood." So I had heard of Hollywood, of course. I'm from the Bronx. He was playing at a club called 371 back in those days.
Right.
So make a long story short, she took us to the club one night. We got it for free. And I'm standing by the booth just watching this dude. And everything he did, like the crowd knew what he was going to do. He had routines that the crowd heard many a time before. So he would say something, they would respond back. And, the way he had people rocking, the way he had these girls moving, it was mesmerizing. It was really, I'd never seen anything like that before. I couldn't believe the control he had over this crowd and just the atmosphere and the vibe. It was all hot. It was all good. And I'm just standing there amazed. So she whispered something in his ear. He got off the turntables, turned the music off. This is in the middle of his heyday at 371. If you had ever been there, you would know. The club was packed from ceiling to basement, out the door. At least 600-700 people in a room that will hold 200-300. And he turned the music off. So everybody stopped dancing. They looked at him like, what are you doing, Wood? He said, I want to tell everybody there's a new DJ in the house. And I'm going to let him get off a minute. Let's see what he got to say. He said, Cool Cow, take the mic. And he just handed me the mic. When he handed me the mic, Junebug, God bless his dead, was DJing. Junebug put on, I believe, was a Chic song. Not Good Times, but Freak Out. And it was a break in Freak Out.
Yeah, we remember
Freak Out. Apache, right? Yep. And he did some other things, but I could handle it. He did about 3 or 4 songs, and I hit all of them. And everything I had written down, I remembered, and I was saying it, and I threw it out to the crowd. They responded. And from that day on, I was big. That was in 76, I believe.
76.
And I kept it going.
Woo! And now my man Cool Kyle just flashed your back for those that's listening and watching right now. He just flashed your back to 1976.
Radioscene.com. Radioscene.com.
I got a telephone book flying in town. All the fly girls wanna ring my bell. I'm the K-Y-L-E. Just boogie to the rhythm of the Starchild beat.
That's right.
Now twice a week, I rock the funky beat.
Cool Kyle, the Starchild.
I'm not 5, not 4, not 3, not 2. I want MC and I make your boogaloo.
Let's go.
The ladies love her. I'm like no other, but never be another. Playing the role and keep another cover. I'm top of my dog. You better take a good look.
Once again, in the Starchild. 1980, we flash you back. This is Flashback Fever. One night somebody told me Jim Slice, they was a little younger, you know. They said, Jim Slice, you flash back too far. You go back to I don't even know, but I said that's what you need to learn. Come on.
What do you say? You know it. Come on, y'all. Let's celebrate. It's that time of year when you got a break. Bright sunshine, roller coaster rides. People want to party and socialize. Well, you know what? Cool Cow is here. Starchild, yeah, inside your ear. Inviting you to hang out with me. A real good time, I can guarantee you. No matter who you are or where you're at. The short, tall, the skinny, and fat. If you got a rheumatism and an aching back, I'll put you right in the middle of a freaky attack. Let's not release because I got it like that. So put on your skates, spin your wheels, get ready to move. Cause I'm for real. Come along, party people, take a trip with me. Make sure you got your designer jeans. We're gonna blast off, hold on tight. In a couple of seconds we'll be out of sight. Come on, everybody, let's make that move at the count of 3. Get ready to groove. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
And right about now, that's how we break it down. This is the generation, this is the era from the band to the turntables. It went from the band playing live music to the turntables and just having a DJ or some DJs. Come on.
You need proof that hip-hop ain't dead? Well, here's your Easter. Flashback Fever Radio. The true blueprint to hip-hop radio. Don't call it old school. Call it classic material. It's legendary music. Flashback Fever. It's timeless how we do it. At Radioscene.com.